Hello, and welcome to this episode of ESG Talk. In today's chat, we're going to dive into a very interesting conversation happening around the globe. What is the role of startups and small to mid-size enterprises? Did you know that 90% of SMEs, small and mid-size enterprises, make up our global economy? So if we're really talking about how are we going to tackle business and society moving forward together, we can't ignore the notion of small, mid-size enterprises and startups and how they play a critical part to our global economy and social impact going forward. We'll wanted to bring to you this article from the World Economic Forum. It's what startups think about ESG and why it matters. In fact, most of the organizations that are signatories to the UN Global Compact are small to mid-sized enterprises. This article uncovers the conversation around ESG, and the study really dives into how startups can engage in ESG in their business model, what to be thinking about, and how to move forward. When I think about this area, I think about three fundamental principles. The first is it's really important that you assemble your team. What I've heard from different SMEs around the globe is this is really about coming together and determining what the business value drivers are for your organization. Not very different from a large company. Before you dive into investing in staff, it's assembling that core group, committee, governance structure. Maybe it's taking the time for the second step is to write a charter or write a commitment to environment, social, and governance. And then your third step is really prioritizing your stakeholders. Who matters most? When I talk to an SME, many a times it's looking at being a part of a supply chain for larger companies who care about environment, social, and governance and wanting to be competitive in the RFP process. Or it might be gaining new capital from different investment firms or investors they think about their employees as an employee engagement factor. So, taking the time to write your charter, establish your governance, and prioritizing your stakeholders of who matters most and why this is a business driver for your business is important. What I think is exciting about this World Economic Forum article and study is this is where I believe in 2023 the wave of resources are going to come. We'll put in the show notes some resources from the UN Global Compact as they're tackling small to mid-sized enterprises, looking ahead to the World Bank and some other areas that are trying to make this a critical focus as we move business and society forward. The other part that's fun is I believe that innovation is here and now. We're looking at ways that we can automate SME reporting, as well as opportunities for them to engage in workshops and collaborative conversations with all of these organizations so that they can move forward and add value to not only their business, the economic vitality of the world, but also their impact to society. So I look forward in 2023 to seeing what the world of startups and SMEs have that they can offer. Earlier in this year, I had a conversation with the wonderful Kevin O'Leary. And one of the things we talked about is did we believe the next unicorns, 1,000 unicorns, were going to be socially responsible businesses? And he and I agreed that the answer is yes. So I look forward to seeing what the world will unfold and how these startups will solve incredible global problems and continue to add to the economic vitality of our community. If you're a startup, if you're a small to mid-sized enterprise listening to the show, welcome. You have a role to play, and we are excited to see how you are going to challenge the world. On our next episode of ESG Talk, we will have Beth Wood. She is the Chief Marketing Officer and Chair of the Environment, Social, and Governance Committee for Principal. One of the exciting parts about Beth's career is that she was a small business owner with a company that grew to over 500 employees. Her work as a small business owner really drove her to being an incredible leader of a Fortune 500 financial service firm. So we're excited to have Beth, and it again builds on this conversation around the vital role of startups and small and mid-sized enterprises to adding to the vitality of business and society. We'll talk soon.